Hey there, you're listening to BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. Yanks every series, Knicks every game, and MMA on occasion. Here's your host, RJ Carbone.
And a high drive into left center field. Stanley's going to watch another one fly. Are you kidding me? DiVincenzo a three. Bang! Bang! Knicks take a
Take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody.
At the wall. See ya! See ya! See ya! Mr. Nova.
Anthony for three. Bang! That one goes down and the game is tied.
Rose, you shook up the world again.
I did it again. But God did it, man. I really just had
Gonna have to. Brunson running away. Oh my! He has been the best player to put on that uniform.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
All right. I don't even know when this game was from. Was it Wednesday? It's currently Saturday the 5th. Another 10-minute episode. So, just to let you know. What we will be covering a little bit of this Knicks Cavs loss. They had a 15-point lead, and they lost that 15-point lead, and they ended up losing by 19 points, which is pretty impressive. No matter where that 15-point lead was, to have one, because the Knicks, I forget what the number is, but they have this ridiculous, you'll hear those ridiculous statistics on certain teams' records when they go up by this many in a game. The Knicks had one of those with a 15-point lead. It was this ridiculous record. And they blew it. And so they lose again to the Cavs, and they lose again to, mainstream media's narrative and losing to a top seed. Cleveland, Boston, OKC, LA, etc. 124 to 105. So the Knicks continue to be the laughingstock of contenders. And I put contenders in air quotes for those, or I guess everybody's listening and not watching because this is audio only in this episode, but the laughingstock of contenders. They slipped up sometime in middle of the second quarter. And they just never recovered. I don't care if they didn't have Jalen Brunson, Miles McBride, Campaign. I don't care if it was the second of a back-to-back. It's mental now. If this was any other team, and it could have been a really, really good team, just not Cleveland or Boston or any of those teams they've not beaten yet, they probably win. But I truly believe it's just happening this way because it's mental now. And so they never recovered from this game, and they lose. And it's recurring themes that we continue to discuss. It's the defense, and this is Tibbs. You can blame Tibbs. He, continuing to go to a deep drop and it not yielding results, and the Knicks were ripped apart. I thought they were killed mainly at the point of attack, especially in the third quarter where Cleveland shot 81%. And they were 15 for 15 on their twos. You had a couple of Towns moments, lapses, sure. The usual from him. But Hart was getting caught behind at the point of attack a lot. He was leaving some assignments. There was a miscommunication between Towns and Hart on a switch down low. Towns gets beat down low as low man off of a pick and roll where Hart was in the action with OG, and there was a lot of transition stuff where they just weren't matching up, either not matching up quick enough or not matching up at all on the break, and they got torched. There was a lot of overhelping, a lot of breakdowns on the backside. They were killed on the boards. So, I guess if you want to say why is Tom Thibodeau sticking with drop is because the Knicks needed somebody near the glass. But I get the frustrations. What I'm looking at and what I have on my notes as the first thing I wrote down, and again, I watched some moments of this game. I went back and watched the condensed highlights, the 12-minute condensed highlights on the YouTube after, but I saw a good amount of it live, but I was also focusing on the Yankee game. But you don't really need to see a ton of this live when it's becoming a recurring theme, and you can just look in the box score every time the Knicks play a top contender with a defense that switches. You never find Mikal Bridges with the big number next to his name. Mikal Bridges has been excellent in Jalen Brunson's absence, but it continues to be a theme with Jalen, without Jalen, where he vanishes when he's needed in a big game. And I shouldn't even use the word vanish because vanish implies that he was once here. He doesn't show up to these games. I don't think he was even in the building. Mikal Bridges finishes with 6 shot attempts. I think he took 2 in the second half. He is an excellent scorer when he's able to exploit drop coverage. But when you run into defenses like Cleveland, Boston, OKC, who switch everything 1-5, he's not the same. He can't score against non-drop defenses. He can't score against switch coverages. He's really good against drop bigs because he'll use that space to pull up into the mid-range area off the pick and roll. But if you play up on him and you're switching it, he looks like he has no clue what to do. And so Mikal Bridges with a very underwhelming performance yet again against the top team, and that to me was the main takeaway. Everything looked good early. The Knicks were clicking early on. They were 9 assists on their first 9 makes. But I guess Cleveland didn't decide to put their gas on the pedal until middle of the second quarter. That's where the offense fell apart. And for the majority of the game after that, it was all Cleveland. The Knicks did manage to tie it up in the second half at 83 behind some good defense leading into transition offense. But other than that, no. So that was that. They continue to lose to these top switch defenses. That's been my whole thing all year. Right? And that's that's the only takeaway I have from this back-to-back set. Was that the Knicks played a terrible tanking Philly team to fake everybody out, and then they finally run into another contender. And, so I think the best Knick on the floor, OG Anunoby, again, continues to play well in these last couple of weeks, last month or so. Really good. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 9 or 17, 5 for 8 from 3. You love the volume. So, OG in 34 minutes was the best among the starters. He now has 15 game balls. Didn't love any performances from off the bench. Mitchell Robinson didn't play. Precious Achiuwa, I guess, was the least worst. 13.6 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 2 blocks, 5 for 9 from the floor, 3 to 4 from the free throw line. I didn't love what I saw from him, but there was some semblance of success from Precious Achiuwa in that first half. The defense from him was fine, I thought, switching a little bit. I don't know. I didn't see much of I didn't see some of this game, so I can't really take too much takeaway other than, again, Mikal Bridges, fool's gold. Fool's gold. He is one of my least favorite Knicks in a while. I don't enjoy rooting for him. So, that's it. The Knicks lose 124-105. And they play the Hawks in less than an hour. And I think Jalen Brunson's returning, so that should be cool.
I tried to show you.
Well, if you made it this far, that means you listened to or watched the entire episode. Thank you. Just remember to follow, subscribe, download, rate and review, and all that fun stuff to help out the podcast. And I will see you in the next episode of BD4.